What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Jack, and I'm back with another episode of A Daily Dose. Today, we're going to be talking about the female loneliness epidemic. Women are terrified as the sexless pandemic spreads, and men completely stop dating in 2026. Pretty long one, guys. Don't want to take up too much of your time. So, without further ado, we're going to jump straight into it.
We are now in the female loneliness epidemic age. A lot of women live boring lives.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but it's okay to hurt a man's feelings. Yeah, it's okay to make a man cry. It's okay if he feels inferior to you. His fault. He should work harder. It's okay if they don't feel accepted in a space that you created. It's fine. They'll be okay. There's plenty of other spaces for men. It's fine. In fact, I think you should take all that energy, double it, and give it to the next man. He may not have made you cry specifically, but he made another woman cry over some bullshit, and fuck him. I don't give a damn. I'm sick of it. There's no reason why women need to coddle and take care of men's egos. And also, babe, you don't have to smile more. You don't. I don't give a damn if a man walks up to you randomly on the street and tells you you're the most beautiful person he's ever laid his eyes on, and he would eat the ground that you walked on and drink your fucking bathwater. You don't owe that man shit. Fuck him. Tell him his mama. The fuck? You don't have to accept that compliment. You don't have to reciprocate the compliment. Fuck them. Fuck them. Be meaner. Be meaner.
With an exploding population, these omnivorous and aggressive giants are being reported across the country.
He really didn't even look like a pig. He looked like some kind of monster.
I had no idea they were the size of this one.
You hear them growling at you and grunting and, coming at you full blast.
I've never in my life seen anything this big.
Know that men have a 600% higher chance of leaving women when we're on our deathbeds. That they will see us suffering in our last moments and walk away because we're not providing them with pum pum. Are you aware of that? I learned this recently, and I'm not saying that I'm surprised, but I am saying, wow. These are the same men that ask us why we're single, why we take long to pick somebody to mate with. I don't know, Steven. Maybe it's the fact that I don't want to have a child with someone who doesn't give a fuck if I'm on my last breath. Maybe I want to vet this person long enough to ensure they are not part of that 600 percentile. Maybe I'd rather be by myself before I invest my time and energy and worth and livelihood and lineage into someone who just sees me as a conquest.
You know what? I'll give her that. That's a legitimate concern, right? Can we agree that we would all want somebody to be there for us when we're on our deathbed? That's a legitimate concern. Another legitimate concern is being with a woman who will leave you if any hard times arise. Financially, of course. Economy might cause you to lose your job. Might have to be re-educated, retool, reskill, and go into a different field. A lot of women don't stick around for that. They be on the first thing smoking, and if they do stick around, what is the treatment like? How are you treating me? Am I getting the poom poom? And a lot of these men now that leave their wife when she on her deathbed, they was probably already in sexless marriages. I'm not trying to make excuses for them. All I'm saying is, listen, you don't have all the facts, just like I don't. You don't know why these guys left. Just like with my example, there could have been some other stuff that happened besides the guy going broke. But we know the number one reason for divorce is finances. Discrepancies in the finances. And we know who leaves, who files at the highest rate. So
I don't know. Does that sound like a reasonable idea?
All right, listen, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. You won, ladies. I'm done dating. I can't do it. The dating world's so bad. I can't. Do I got food pantry stamped on my forehead? Somebody answer me that question, because the amount of food and mouths I fed going out on dates, that's how I feel. I can give hams to the homeless this year for Christmas with the amount of mouths that I fed going on first. I could be driving a Ferrari. I could be driving a Ferrari right now with the amount of money I spent on first dates. I can't take it anymore. And listen, I get it.
This is exactly why a lot of men are just done with dating. They're frustrated because they're doing what they think they're supposed to be doing. They are putting a lot of time and effort and money into the first date. But when ladies don't appreciate that and they go into those first dates with very low energy and very little reciprocation, the date is not going to go well. And that just leads to a lot of these failed first dates. But for women, they will just keep going on these first dates because they're not really putting anything into it. It's different for men, which is why men are becoming more and more careful about who they're asking out on that first date and what that first date looks like. He might rather suggest a coffee date or a long walk. And I think that those are good solutions for men. But the problem is that a lot of women still have not adjusted to it. They think that if a man doesn't spend a ton of money on her on the first date, that he either doesn't have it or doesn't like her very much. Not true, ladies. He's probably just a good man that's tired of feeling used.
Men are not cold approaching women anymore. And the more I think about cold approaching, the more it just doesn't make sense and the more stupid it sounds, right? When you're cold approaching, you're in the lower position starting off. So the percentage level of you being successful is very slim, and slim just die. Attractive guys don't have to cold approach. Guys with money don't have to cold approach. They have leverage in some way, either their looks or their finances, social status, combination of all three, right? This is
Perfect. And before he's cooking, I have to interrupt. But that grasp that point. Grasp that. Hold on to that idea and build upon it, right? 'Cause it doesn't make any sense to go approach somebody that you're gonna end up paying their bills. I'm not saying that the man is the prize or the woman is the prize. However, we're not gonna ignore the value, right? Showing up with a pretty girl on your arms, it does give you some points, if you will. But the money buys everything. It trumps everything. Everything involving the woman, you're gonna have to use money. So it's not even about her wanting you to have money. Money is always there. That's who you got to be in a relationship with. Because money takes care of everything. There's little to no things that you can't use money for. Right? So it trumps everything. So if you got that, those guys get pursued. Those guys get chased. So it makes sense to put your energy into that, right? Because that in itself, being that guy, casts your net wider. Well, being visible, but being that guy and being visible, cast your net wider. And you only get the girls who want to try for you. That makes way more sense. Why would you want to? That's why that saying, like who likes you. That's exactly what that is. You want the girls who, basically, you want her to disengage her standard command to not approach. You want her to break. You want to break that, just based off of your presence, your visuals, everything that makes up you when she comes into contact with you. She breaks that and comes up to you because she wants you to pick her. That makes way more sense. That's why it makes sense that relationships where the woman pursued the man last longer, because there's no guessing on the interest. If a woman comes up to you, she likes you. She really likes you. So you have an easier time with that woman. But you go up to a woman, we already know how that goes. And it's actually bad for the guy because just like we'll be in a relationship with them just to, you know, get bedroom fun or put them through the mattress, right? Jump up and down on them. We'll be in a relationship with them for that. Whole time you already know you leave. You're not. This is not your girl. It sound messed up. It's messed up on both ends, and on their end, they'll be in a relationship with you and spend how you spend all your money on them, and they know they not finna give you none. They not finna do anything with you. They'll do that same thing. So it's about perspective on which one is, more sinister. But we can put a dollar value on one of them. You're actually losing money. She getting an exchange. It's pretty much like a handshake. She getting something out of it. You're getting something out of it. With you spending the money, you're not getting anything up out of it really outside of her presence and her aura or the vibes or whatever. Nah, nah, I ain't paying for that.
This is why they don't have the cold approach, right? In today's society, cold approach is dying because you got to understand women only want the top 20 to 30% of a guy, right? In general. So if they start cold approaching in general, they're only going to be cold approaching those kind of.
This is actually insane. According to a recent stat, by the year 2030, 45 or upwards to 45% of women between the ages of 25 and 44 will be single and childless. 45%. A room with 100 women, 45 of them will have no children and have no husband. Probably not even a boyfriend unless you consider AI as a reasonable alternative. Folks, this is the long-term effects of modern feminism. Say what you will, and some may even say that feminism won, right? This is what they wanted. They wanted the girl bosses. They wanted women to be more occupied with spreadsheets than bed sheets, right? The home became an insult to a woman's ego. And instead, it was for you to go out there and to not just be like a man, but to be better than the man at being the man. And now this is where we are. I don't think anybody wins in this.
Yeah, I mean, nobody truly wins in this. Men, I mean, with the men, we can, and men are going to go to other countries and produce with other women from other cultures. That's what's going to happen. The women here are just going to be SOL. I mean, they're going to be a part of a harem, or they're just going to be spinsters, or the Golden Girls. Like they'll have their communities. They'll create their coping mechanisms, right, and groups. However, man, they do vote, and they're gonna have a very, very strong disdain for men, and that is the part that is scary because they're the biggest voting bloc. And then you have the simpletons that will join them. So, yeah, nobody's gonna win in this. However, I mean, yeah, this is what they wanted. This is what they wanted, and there is no redo. I don't know what the future is gonna look like when it comes to them, and how this problem is going to have to be dealt with, right? Some form of socialism. The internet, yeah, with this, the internet it's not to blame, but it does, again, like I said, shine a light. And they could have chose to reject the idea of feminism. A lot of women do. But a lot of women, they didn't reject it. They might not have had the proper guidance, leadership to help them see through the scam. But yeah, we're going to have to deal with the fallout, though.
And I don't have a horse in this race necessarily. I have wifey, and I stand on what I stand on. And, you know, I'm always going to be old school. But for those of y'all out there who think this is sweet, that is just going to appear one day, I will just go ahead and kick the can all the way down the road. You will be 43 and wonder what the hell is going on with you and me.
This is horrifyingly concerning. I just finished watching a video of an unattractive and a physically incapable woman advocating to other women to stay single and repulse men. And her reasoning for it was that the male loneliness epidemic is arising and the woman loneliness epidemic doesn't exist. Now you see, the funny thing is, it's true, but the cycle reverses. You see, young men are incredibly lonely at this moment in time, but older women, after you get to the age of 30, 40, 50, you have your own thing coming when you are infertile and the men the same age as you are still able to find young, attractive women through successive empires and build families. Or you're alone, the tables ever so slightly turn. But I'm not here to throw shade or pick a fight. I'm here to say that a woman laughing at males being lonely when society needs reproduction and man and woman, feminine and masculine power to intertwine and create generations and life and health and prosperity. The more attractive option is to laugh at male loneliness, which was created by the delusion of feminism and its destructful impact on society. Instead of laughing at the epidemic of loneliness that men are going through, stuck in bed with alcohol addiction, porn addiction, comfort addiction, understand that the responsibility is ours as a society to reproduce and do better. And as someone who has experienced dating at the most abundant level and am now fulfilled in the most fruitful relationship ever, there is not many forces as strong as the masculine and the feminine combining. Strong and independent might get you a great business and a few bucks, but to experience true feminine energy, you need a man to provide your level of comfort and security. And feminine doesn't get much more than motherhood. You can enjoy now, but you will most definitely suffer later.
This is for all the husbands who think their wives have gone totally insane. Your wife is probably in perimenopause. She's between the age of 35 and maybe 45. She doesn't want you to touch her. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I'm going to try to break this down for you in one video, so get your pen out, take some notes. This is the current situation. Women were not taught anything about perimenopause. We didn't know this was coming. All we knew was that our mothers got hot flashes in their 50s and stopped having their period, and that's it. So here we are. We have no libido. Everything itches. We are not sleeping all night. We have no more joy. We feel kind of just bleh, like dead inside. We're annoyed at everything. Everything. Smells, noises, you breathe wrong, you smell wrong, all the things. Now, we know something's off. We do not feel like ourselves. So at our annual checkup, we go to a gynecologist and we tell her all about this. And she goes, oh, well, you know, you're getting old. That's what happens. That's the help that we're getting. Or they are checking our blood work. We're specifically asking, can you check our hormones? They're checking our blood work, coming back and telling us that our hormonal levels are in normal range. This is where the problem is. No doctors were taught how to help us. And normal range is where regular women of all kinds are living, and all of us feel like shit. So normal range is actually not good at all. But the doctors are not equipped to help us with anything else. And to make things worse, when we tell them that we have low libido and that we have no desire, many doctors are telling women that it's probably their marriage, that their husband should probably step it up a notch. So our doctors are blaming you. So we're coming home and signing us up for marriage counseling because we don't know what else to do. They told us that our hormones were fine. So why would we go and figure anything else out? That is the mess that we are all in right now. But here's the deal. All this crazy information is now coming out about perimenopause and menopause. And there are doctors that have gone out to get additional education and offer actual hormone therapy. So you can go to a private clinic and get hormones like testosterone, progesterone, and estrogen at levels that actually help improve your entire life. After 1 week of me being on hormones, it was like I woke up in a whole new body. After 4 months, all of a sudden I had a libido again, and I didn't even care who helped with the dishes because I just wanted it. Now you're thinking, okay, this is my wife. How do I get her this information without her biting my head off? Yep, I've been that wife. Now, I don't know the exact conversation you need to have with your wife. Maybe you can send her this video. Maybe you can find other videos of mine and send those to her, and maybe that works. But to get one thing out of the way, if you are going to send her this conversation or want to have this conversation just so you can get laid more often, no, that's not going to work out for you. Because let's say you're that guy and she gets on hormones. She's going to suddenly feel good and have an awakening, and she's going to get the hell out of there. So first fix that. You have to actually care that your wife feels good. Start there. Some suggestions as to where you can start having this conversation. Be curious about your wife. Be concerned. Ask her the last time she felt lit up. You're concerned for her level of joy and feeling, because it must feel super shitty to not be sleeping, to not get answers. Ask her if she's asked her doctor, and if her doctor didn't help, be an advocate. Get angry with her. See, isn't it crazy that women can't get access to hormones? It's not fair that I can go and talk to my doctor and ask him for testosterone and he'll just give it to me and it's covered by insurance. But for you, wife, that is not the case. That's crazy. What do we need to do? Get angry with her. Be an advocate for her health. Even say, if we never have sex again, I just want to make sure that you can feel joy and get a good night's sleep, because you matter. It matters that you feel alive. So how can I help? Maybe try that. It's not that hard. I know we can be scary, especially when we feel like shit. But be concerned and curious and show compassion and love and get in this fight with us. Get mad with us. Call some doctors. Do some research. Pick up a menopause book. Let's figure this out together, because marriages are being lost. People we love. We are destroying those relationships, and they're worth saving. I hope this helps. And if you need a doctor, there's a free directory at wakeherup.co and a huge community of 53,000 women that she can come and hang out with us and get the support and answers that she needs. I hope this helps. Good luck out there.
Epidemic of single ladies in their 30s, of people asking them if they're afraid they're going to end up alone, or rushing them into feeling like they're running out of time. We need to have babies. We need to have husbands, blah, 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 blah. I had like a moment yesterday where I was like, literally, who cares? I'm like, wait, what? If this is my worst case scenario right now, I am blessed. I have a beautiful home on the water. I pay my own bills. I have freedom. Not that relationships don't equal freedom, but it's just more responsibility. Kids are more responsibility. Are there plus sides to all those things? Do I want all those things? Yes. But I want all those things in the right time, because what's worse than...
See, and this is the trap. And this is the trap more specifically that pretty girls like her fall into, because she's still getting attention. Yeah, you're able to pay your bills now. Pretty sure she's some type of influencer, but you got to make sure that you got money for the foreseeable future. It's not about right now. And this is, again, they don't pay attention to this stuff. That's why, with them, it's shopping, purses, hair, makeup, nails, all that stuff. They spend that money now. They don't save anything for the future. But she's pretty enough. She gonna get some simpleton when she's like 35, 32, 33, whatever. She can probably even do it up to 40. Some simpleton who's got a sizable bag or knapsack, satchel, whatever you want to call money, right? Paper, cheese. She's going to be able to find some guy, and he's going to marry her, and in vitro fertilization, one baby. That's all she needs. One baby, and she'll be on the internet talking about how she did it at 39 and you can do it too. See, just bad advice. And she won't tell you like about how she was crying and worried and stressed the hell out because she didn't know if it was going to work. Right? So you probably shouldn't go through that. You should probably do it earlier. They're not going to say that part. They're going to say, I made it.
Not getting those things, rushing those things, and not being ready for those things, or forcing something. That's all worse, okay? But I was just thinking, I'm like, if you are not happy with your worst case scenario, if that does not satisfy you, you need to work on building your life and making it your dream. The more that I love my life, the better. For everybody involved, or not involved. The happier I am, the better. I look around my place sometimes too, and I'm just like, I couldn't live here with a man. This
this would not be possible. Like, how do I explain to my man that our shower curtain is baby blue polka dots? You know, with frills at the bottom. I get to do whatever the heck I want in here, in this place. I want to see more women in their 30s, like, loving life.
All women are 304s. Nope. There is no such thing as traditional women anymore. Wrong. Women simply aren't worth it. What does that even mean? I am so tired of all of this negativity. Are you going to insist that masculinity is about growth, suffering, and overcoming difficult things, and then just not date because it's hard? Are some of you really so pessimistic and self-hating that you will just resign yourself to never feeling love and affection? Are you really going to sit here and insist that you have all of the answers to dating, and then just refuse to pass those answers on to a woman who is ready and willing to please you? Tell me, what battle are you even fighting? You insist there's a problem, but you aren't trying to actually solve it? What is the point of all of this other than to just kick and scream? There are a lot of great women out there looking for men with your values. Go meet them, be strong in your convictions, and enjoy the life that you can create with them, because the negativity has got to stop.
All right, I'm going to leave it there, guys. If you like today's video, like the video. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. If you already subscribed to the channel, turn on that post notification bell so you won't miss my future content. As always, guys, remember to take care of yourselves. Drink water, hit that gym, and then we added, make a honest buck, if you will. And if I don't see you in the comments of this video, I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.